Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Chapter 27.
Guan Yu, this peerless warrior, he's decided he's leaving Cao Cao. He wants to go back to his sworn brother, Liu Bei.
Right. And you'd absolutely expect fireworks, wouldn't you? A pursuit, a battle maybe, or at least some real bad blood.
Definitely. But what actually happens is, well, it's pretty remarkable.
It really is. Cao Cao's reaction is just striking. Now, some of his generals, like Tai Yang, really wanted to go after Guan Yu, capture him.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. He's a valuable asset leaving.
But Cao Cao stops them. He actually praises Guan Yu, calls him a true gentleman, that's Zhong Zongfu, for not forgetting his old master and leaving with honor.
Wow. So the big question is why? Why would a powerful warlord just let an enemy general and a top tier one at that just walk away?
Especially when you consider what his advisors were saying.
Hmm.
Cheng Yu, for instance, had a much more, shall we say, practical suggestion.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
What was that?
Basically, kill Guan Yu. Stop him from joining Yuan Shao, who was a major rival. Cheng Yu's logic was, don't add wings to a tiger. Don't make your enemy stronger.
Ruthless, but kind of standard thinking for the time, maybe. So how did Cao Cao take that advice?
He shut it down firmly. He said, wu shizi, quick shizi nin, meaning I already promised him, how could I break my word?
So keeping his promise was paramount.
Yes, but it was more than just personal honor. He followed up with, Wu Qiexin Yu Changxia. I want to earn credibility in the world. See? It's strategic.
Ah, okay. So keeping his word to Guan Yu wasn't just about Guan Yu, it was about his own reputation, his brand, almost.
Exactly. A long-term play.
Right.
Building trust on a grand scale, even if it meant losing a great general in the short term.
That's really sophisticated thinking for a warlord. So he doesn't pursue, he doesn't kill him. What does he do?
He actually sends Zhang Liao, one of the few generals Guan Yu respected in Cao Cao's camp, to intercept Guan Yu. But not for a fight.
Not for a fight, then what?
For a proper farewell. Cao Cao even said he wanted to make a favor, Zuiken King, and give Guan Yu travel money and a fancy silken robe, a Yingpao Ying. It's something to remember him by.
That's almost unbelievable. Talk about magnanimous, or maybe, like you said, incredibly strategic, projecting power and principle.
And the farewell scene itself. So much going on there. Guan Yu's riding Red Hare, this legendary fast horse, but he's deliberately going slow
Why slow?
to protect the carriages with Liu Bei's wives. He's on high alert, though, holding his green dragon crescent blade, ready for a death battle, as the text says, even against Cao Cao's best cavalry.
Tense. So Cao Cao arrives.
He does, with a whole retinue, maybe a few dozen riders, big names too, like Xu Chu, Xu Kuang, Yu Jin, Li Dian. But, and this is key, they arrive unarmed.
Unarmed. Okay, that changes things. That's a signal.
A huge signal. And it works. Guan Yu visibly relaxes, realizing it's not an ambush.
And what do they actually say to each other?
Well, Guan Yu basically confirms, yep, I'm going to Hebei. He mentions he tried to leave before, sent a letter, returned the gold and seals Cao Cao had given him, covering all his bases honorably.
And Cao Cao's offer of gold.
Guan Yu politely refuses, says he has excess funds, might be a polite fiction, who knows, and suggests Cao Cao give the gold to his own soldiers. Very humble.
And he downplays his own achievements for Cao Cao too, right?
Oh, yeah. He says something like, Guai Lao, Hizu Guachang. Basically, my trivial contributions, not even worth mentioning. Classic Guan Yu humility mixed with his unwavering purpose.
Okay, but what about that silken robe Cao Cao wanted to give him?
Ah, the robe. This is fascinating. Guan Yu accepts it, but he doesn't dismount. He stays on Red Hare, still cautious, and uses the tip, the very point of his green dragon blade, to hook the robe and drape it over himself.
Wow. So accepting the gift, but keeping his distance. Maintaining that readiness.
Precisely. It's this incredible blend of acknowledging Cao Cao's gesture, maybe even a flicker of trust, but still underpinned by that deep-seated wariness. He's not letting his guard down.
And Cao Cao's reaction to all this.
A sigh, apparently. Genuine regret. He says, Hen wufu bo bude xiang liu. I regret my meager fortune, that I couldn't keep him.
Sounds like he really did respect him. Even Zhu Chu, his famously fierce bodyguard, piped up.
Yu Ju apparently muttered something like, why don't we just grab him now? But Cao Cao shut that down too. Said Guan Yu was too wary, and crucially, I gave my word. It's a masterclass, really. In honor, yes, but also in leadership strategy. Cao Cao understood that sometimes letting an enemy go with respect earns you more in the long-run reputation, credibility, than winning a single battle or keeping a single general. It's about playing the long game.
A really profound point. Okay, so Guan Yu leaves Cao Cao under these extraordinary circumstances. What happens next on this thousand-li journey?
Well, the drama isn't over. Not by a long shot. He's
Huh.
ridden on maybe another 30, what's that, 10 miles, 16 kilometers?
Something like that. And
Uh-huh.
he's looking for those carriages, right, with Liu Bei's wives. They got separated somehow.
Exactly. They were lost, and he's desperately trying to find them. You can just feel the tension, the anxiety. He's responsible for their safety.
And then another unexpected encounter.
Completely unexpected. Suddenly, this figure appears. Liao Hua, described as a young man wearing a yellow scarf that's significant and brocade clothes. He's holding a severed head.
Whoa, okay. A severed head and leading, what, 100 soldiers?
Over 100-foot soldiers, yeah. And that yellow scarf, it immediately flags him as a yellow turban remnant.
The Yellow Turbans, that huge peasant rebellion from years before. So these guys were often seen as like bandits or outlaws by this point, carried a stigma.
A definite stigma.
Both.
So for Guan Yu, seeing this guy must have been, well, alarming. What is the situation? Friend or foe? More likely foe, given the background.
So what's Liao Hua's story? Why the head?
It's quite the tale. He introduces himself Liao Hua, courtesy named Yuanjin from Yangyang. Says he'd fallen in with bandits, leading about 500 men.
Okay, so he admits he's basically a bandit leader.
Right. And he says his companion, another bandit named Du Yuan, had mistakenly kidnapped 2 ladies. Turns out they were Liu Bei's wives.
No way. Du Yuan kidnapped the very women Guan Yu is searching for.
The very same. Liao Hua says when he found out who they were, he wanted to release them immediately, show them respect. But Du Yuan refused, was apparently disrespectful, maybe wanted ransom or worse.
Okay, so conflict within the bandit group.
Exactly. So Liao Hua, horrified by Du Yuan's lack of principle, killed him. And now he's presenting Du Yuan's head to Guan Yu as essentially an apology and proofs of his sincerity.
Good grief.
Oh,
That's intense. A bandit acting with such extreme violent honor.
It's a real aha moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's someone living completely outside the law, a remnant of a failed rebellion, acting with this profound sense of righteousness, protecting these high-status women, punishing disrespect within his own ranks.
It completely flips the script on who's honorable and who isn't.
Totally. It shows that principles, respect, justice, they can pop up anywhere. Even among people society is labeled as bad or other. It really muddies those simple good versus evil lines.
So how does Guan Yu react to this? I mean, Liao just solved his immediate massive problem.
Well, first he asks about the ladies, naturally. Liao Hua has them brought down from the mountain stronghold, safe and sound. They confirm his story.
Huge relief for Guan Yu, I bet.
Immense relief. And he expresses deep gratitude to Liao Hua. Then Liao Hua offers more help. He offers his men as an escort for Guan Yu and the ladies. Offers gifts, too. Gold and silk.
Seems like a good offer. Extra protection on a dangerous road.
Them things. But here's where Guan Yu makes another really fascinating, maybe even controversial decision.
What does he do?
He declines. Politely, but firmly. No escort, no gifts.
Declines. After Liao Hua just saved the day and showed such honor, why?
The text gives Guan Yu's reasoning. He thought Liao Hua, despite his actions, was still a remnant of the Yellow Turban Rebellion, Zhongxi Huangjin Yigning, and therefore unsuitable as a companion. And Guan Yu is focused, needs to find Liu Bei, his sworn brother, urgently. And he's got Liu Bei's wives, his sisters-in-law, traveling with him.
Protecting them is paramount.
So night's falling, they need somewhere to stay, and they find this village. Seems simple enough, right? A bit of respite.
It seems simple, yeah, but this is actually where we get our first really fascinating interaction. They're met by the village elder, Hu Hua. White-haired, dignified.
And he's not just any elder.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Turns out he used to be an imperial advisor, a pretty high-ranking government official back during Emperor Huan's time, now living in retirement.
Wow, okay, so he carries some weight.
Definitely. And he immediately recognizes Guan Yu, knows him as the general who took down Yan Liang and Wen Chao. Big names.
Fearsome reputation preceding him. But how does Guan Yu react? Does he stride in like the famous general he is?
That's what's so striking. The source says he shows immense respect. He actually stands humbly beside his sisters-in-law. When Hu Hua invites him to sit, he refuses to sit before them.
Huh. That politeness, it really stands out against the whole fearsome warrior image, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Is it just manners or something deeper?
I think it's absolutely deeper. It shows his code of honor isn't just battlefield courage. It's a whole way of being. Humility, respect for hierarchy and family ties, even in a stressful situation. It's a different kind of strength.
And it pays off, in a way. Doesn't Hu Hua mention his son?
He does. It sort of sets up a future connection. Hu Hua reviews his son, Hu Ban, works as an official, an aide, basically, for Wang Zi, who's the administrator, like the governor of Rongyang.
Oh, okay. Filing that away.
Yeah, and Hu Hua gives Guan Yu a letter to deliver to his son. Guan Yu just readily agrees. It's this moment of quiet courtesy, almost unexpected. It kind of disarms you reading it.
It does. Okay, so they leave Hu Hua, courtesy intact, and press on. Next stop, Dongling Pass. This is the first proper checkpoint, isn't it?
Exactly, guarded by Kongju and 500 soldiers. And right away, there's a problem. Bureaucracy.
The classic travel permit issue.
Yeah. Kongju demands Guan Yu show his travel permit from Cao Cao. Standard procedure, really. Proof you're allowed to be moving around, especially armed and famous.
But Guan Yu doesn't have one. He explains he left in a hurry, urgent mission to find Liu Bei. No time to get the paperwork. Seems reasonable.
To Guan Yu, yes. To Kongju, maybe less so. He's sticking to the rules. He says Guan Yu has to wait while he sends a messenger all the way back to Cao Cao to confirm.
Which would take ages.
Exactly. Or, and this is the real trigger, Kongju suggests Guan Yu leave the two ladies behind as hostages.
Security. Okay, no, that's crossing a line. How does Guan Yu, this man of honor, respond to that? Especially with his sisters-in-law right there.
Predictably, maybe. He explodes. The source says he's enraged, no hesitation. He attacks immediately.
So much for courtesy now.
The line was crossed. Kongju gets on his horse, charges, but it's over almost before it starts. One exchange of blows, and Guan Yu cuts him down.
Wow, just one pass. Swift. Brutal.
It's incredibly decisive. Shows his skill, obviously, but also that he will tolerate absolutely nothing that threatens the ladies or blocks his path. Zero compromise on that.
And he even sends a message back with the fleeing soldiers, doesn't he?
He does. He tells them to tell Cao Cao he only killed Kongju because Kongju tried to harm him. It's interesting he's justifying his actions, even in the heat of the moment, not just random violence.
So it's direct, maybe even a bit defiant, like, I did this for a reason, deal with it.
Exactly that. It defines the terms of his journey right there. He's on a mission, he has his reasons, and obstacles will be removed. Forcefully, if necessary.
Okay, so first pass down. One dead official. That's quite a statement. What happens next? Does word get ahead of him?
Absolutely. As he heads towards the next major city, Luoyang, the news about Kangxi's death travels fast. It reaches the administrator there, a man named Han Fu.
And Han Fu knows who Guan Yu is. He knows about Yan Liang and Wen Chao.
He definitely does. And frankly, he sounds intimidated. He knows Guan Yu's reputation. So rather than just meeting him head on like Kongju did...
He decides to get clever.
Exactly. Strategy over brute force. His vanguard general, Meng Tan, comes up with a plan. A feigned retreat.
Okay, classic tactic. How's it supposed to work?
Meng Tan will ride out, engage Guan Yu briefly, then pretend to flee, turn his horse back towards the pass. The idea is to lure Guan Yu into pursuing him.
Right into an ambush.
Precisely. Where Han Fu himself will be waiting, hidden, ready to shoot Guan Yu with an arrow. They even set up obstacles, deer antlers, the text calls them, basically sharp, spiked barricades to slow Guan Yu down and channel him into the kill zone.
Sounds like a fairly solid plan, actually. Calculated.
It does. Meanwhile, Guan Yu rides up, and what's interesting is despite what just happened at Dongling, he's still initially polite.
Still trying the respectful approach first.
Seems so. He introduces himself using his formal title, Han Shou Tinghu Gran, and asks for passage.
How does Han Fu respond? Does he play along?
Oh yeah, he plays his part, insists on seeing a permit, just like Kongju. He even calls Guan Yu an escapee, basically accusing him of desertion.
Ooh, provocative.
Very. Guan Yu warns him, basically says, remember what happened to Kongju, a clear threat.
So the pleasantries are over. The trap is sprung.
Yep. Meng Tan charges out, they clash, but the source says less than 3 moves, incredibly fast.
Guan Yu's just that good.
Just that good. Meng Tan then turns his horse and bolts, pretending to flee, just like the plan said.
Okay, here comes the lure.
But here's where the plan completely falls apart. Meng Tan expects Guan Yu to chase, right, to be drawn into the trap.
Yeah.
But Guan Yu's horse, Red Hair, is just too fast. He doesn't just pursue, he overtakes Meng Tan almost instantly.
Overtakes him while Meng Tan is supposedly fleeing.
Exactly. Catches up with him in no time and with a single stroke, cuts Meng Tan clean in 2. Just like that. The feint failed because Guan Yu was too quick for the lure and the prey.
And well, that's almost comical if it weren't so brutal. The plan relied on Guan Yu being slightly slower.
Or at least drawn into a standard pursuit. But Guan Yu's speed just shatters the tactic.
Okay, so Meng Tan is down. Yeah. But Han Fu is still waiting with his bow, right?
He is, hiding at the gate. As Guan Yu pulls his horse up after dealing with Ming Tan, Han Fu lets fly an arrow.
And it hits.
Direct hit. Right in the left arm, blood starts flowing. Now, this is the moment. For most people, that's debilitating. You'd retreat, seek aid.
But this is Guan Yu. What does he do? It sounds incredible in the summary.
It is incredible. The text says with the arrow sticking out of his arm, blood running down, he pulls the arrow out.
Waits. Pulls it out how?
With his mouth.
No, seriously. He bites it and pulls it out.
With his mouth. Plucks the arrow out, spits it out presumably, and then, without missing a beat, charges straight at Han Fu.
That is unbelievable. The sheer toughness, the focus. Wounded like that.
It's almost superhuman. Pure adrenaline and willpower. Han Fu, obviously terrified now his ambush has failed and his target is charging him after being shot, tries to run.
Doesn't get far, I'm guessing.
Not a chance. Guan Yu catches him easily and strikes him down. Chops off his head and shoulder, the text says. Another swift, decisive end.
Wow. So he just shakes off an arrow wound and finishes the job.
Pretty much. He then scatters the remaining soldiers who probably weren't keen to stick around anyway and checks on the carriages, makes sure the ladies are safe. Business as usual, almost.
That whole sequence,
Yeah.
it really ramps up the legend, doesn't it? It's not just skill. It's this insane fortitude.
Absolutely. It shows his combat prowess, sure, but also maybe some tactical awareness. He didn't entirely fall for the feint. He reacted instantly. And this astonishing physical resilience, he's like a force of nature.
He's just come out of a tough fight, already wounded by an arrow, so he's vulnerable, right? Needs to be careful. And his journey takes him to Sishui Pass, a big checkpoint in his way.
Yeah, and guarding Sishui Pass is this guy, Bianchi. Now, Bianchi isn't just some random guard. He was originally part of the Yellow Turban Rebellion, you know, those massive peasant uprisings. But now he serves Cao Cao, and he's known for being skilled with a meteor hammer.
Oh, right, the chain weapon. Tricky.
Very tricky. And Bianchi's plan is, well, it's a classic ambush. He invites Guan Yu to the Zhengguo Temple. Seems safe, holy place, right? But he's got 200 axemen hidden inside, ready to attack on his signal. It's a cunning setup, using that sense of safety against him.
So Guan Yu shows up, and Bianchi lays on this super welcoming act.
Yeah.
Guan Yu, being Guan Yu, he's very direct. He even tells Bianchi, yeah, I just killed Kong Xiu and Han Fu back there.
It just puts it out there.
And Bianchi just pretends it's all good. Like, oh yeah, great job. I'll even put in a good word with Cao Cao for you.
It's such a performance, calculated false hospitality, trying to get Guan Yu to lower his guard completely.
But then something shifts. And it's fascinating how it happens.
This is where it gets really interesting. An unexpected ally appears, Monk Pujing. And the connection here is key. They're actually from the same hometown, Pudong, just separated by a river.
Wow.
So Pujing recognizes Guan Yu, and what he does is so subtle. He just raises his alms knife, the knife monks carried, and makes eye contact.
No words.
No words, just this silent, knowing look. And Guan Yu, somehow, he understands immediately.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It really shows how these personal connections could just cut through everything else.
Absolutely. Even a monk gets drawn into these life or death situations through these shared roots and tells you a lot about the world they lived in.
And Guan Yu, being so sharp, he picks up on it instantly. He quietly tells his attendants, keep your swords ready. He knows something's wrong. Then they're at this banquet inside the Dharma Hall, and the tension must be sky high. Guan Yu just confronts him. He asks Bianchi straight up, are your intentions good or ill? Puts him right on the spot.
He does. And Guan Yu's observation skills are just top-notch here. Because even before Bianchi can properly react, Guan Yu spots them, the hidden axemen.
Where were they?
Behind the wall hangings, he sees the glint of weapons, maybe movement.
Ah.
And Guan Yu doesn't hesitate. He yells at Bianchi, calls him out. Bianchi knows the game is up, shouts for his men to attack. But Guan Yu is just too fast. Draws his saber, cuts down the closest attackers. Bianchi tries to run, tries to use that meteor hammer.
Doesn't work.
Guan Yu blocks it. And then, just one powerful blow splits Bianchi in two.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's not just raw strength, right? It's intelligence. Trusting that subtle warning from Pujing and his incredible fighting skill all coming together. His awareness, even wounded, is amazing.
And what about Pujing the monk?
Well, afterwards, Pujing is regretful. He says, basically, because of this violence in the temple, he can't stay. He has to leave and become a wandering monk.
Oh, that's rough. He saved Guan Yu's life.
He did. And Guan Yu is deeply grateful, expresses his thanks. You really do wonder, what would have happened without that subtle glance?
Definitely changes the whole story. Okay, so Guan Yu moves on from Sishui Pass, heading towards Xingyang. But the danger isn't over yet, is it? Not at all. He just escaped one deadly trap, and now he walks right into another, potentially worse one at Xingyang. This place is run by Administrator Wang Zi. And Wang Zi, well, he has a very personal reason to hate Guan Yu.
He does. Remember Han Fu? One of the guards Guan Yu killed earlier.
Yeah.
Wang Zi is related to him. So this is about revenge. Pure and simple. Which makes him even more dangerous.
So what's Wang Zi's plan? Is it another ambush?
It is, but it's maybe even more devious than the Onshis, and definitely more brutal, outwardly. Same fake welcome. Invites Guan Yu and the ladies into the city, gives them lodging at a post station, makes them feel safe.
Okay, standard procedure for a trap, it seems.
Pretty much. But his actual plan is chilling. He orders 1,000 soldiers with torches. Their orders are to surround the post station, wait until 3 a.m., and then just burn the whole place down. Everyone inside, no survivors.
1,000 soldiers just to burn down a building, that's overkill.
Yeah. It shows the level of ruthlessness, doesn't it?
Right.
How determined they were to eliminate Guan Yu, even taking Liu Bei's wives with him.
Okay, but then comes another twist, right? This is where Hu Ban comes in.
Yes, this is such a great moment. Hu Ban works for Wang Zi. He's one of his subordinates. But he's heard all these stories about the famous Guan Yu. He's curious. He just wants to see the legend for himself.
So he sneaks over?
Yeah, he sneaks over to the post station where Guan Yu is staying and peeks into the hall.
And what does he see? Guan Yu sharpening his blade.
Yeah.
Getting ready.
No, that's what's so striking. He sees Guan Yu sitting calmly by lamplight, reading a book, stroking his famous long beard.
Wow. Just reading, amidst all this danger.
Exactly. It's this incredibly composed, scholarly image.
How does Hu Ban react to that?
He's completely stunned. He actually exclaims, out loud, but maybe softly, truly a heavenly man. It shows a whole different side of Guan Yu, doesn't it? Not just the warrior. His composure, his sort of scholarly aura, it deeply impresses Hu Ban.
Okay, so he's impressed. But then there's the letter.
Right, this is the crucial bit. Guan Yu looks up, sees Hu Ban, and recognizes him. He knows Hu Ban's father, Hu Hua, from back in Suchang, and he happens to have a letter from Hu Hua for his son.
Talk about timing.
Incredible timing. He gives Hu Ban the letter, and this is the pivot point. It raises that question again, doesn't it? How much power does reputation or just one personal connection, one letter, have in a moment like this?
So Hu Ban reads the letter from his dad.
And his loyalty just flips instantly.
What does he say?
He says something like, I almost mistakenly killed a loyal and good man.
Just like that.
Just like that, he immediately goes to Guan Yu, secretly warns him about the fire plot, tells him everything.
And promises to help him escape.
Yes. Says he'll open the city gate for them. It's a massive betrayal of Wang Zi, a huge risk. But his conscience, spurred by the letter and seeing Guan Yu, wins out.
So the escape must have been tense.
Oh, incredibly dramatic. Guan Yu quickly gets his group together. They rush out, and they can see them. The soldiers are gathering, torches ready, just waiting for the signal.
At the gate.
The gate is open, just as Hu Ban promised. They hurry through, making their escape just in the nick of time.
What happens to Hu Ban? Does he go with them?
No, and this is interesting. The text implies he actually goes back towards the post station, possibly to light the fire himself.
To cover his tracks.
Seems like it. A really complex move, saving Guan Yu, but still having to pretend he was part of the plan to survive himself. A real tightrope walk.
And Wang Zi.
Yeah.
He must have realized pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. He realizes Guan Yu's gone, flies into a rage, and leads a pursuit himself.
But Guan Yu.
Guan Yu isn't having any more of it. He turns, confronts Wang Zi directly, and just like BNG, one decisive counterattack cuts Wang Zi down.
Another one bites the dust.
Pretty much. And Guan Yu continues his journey, again, incredibly grateful for this unexpected savior, Hu Ban.
And almost straight away, he hits a wall, a big one. He gets to Huaizu, runs into the local commander, Liu Yan. And Liu Yan is, well, he's nervous. Because Liu Bei is currently teamed up with Yuan Shao.
And Yuan Shao is Cao Cao's main enemy at this point, so
Yeah.
Sticky situation.
Exactly. So Liu Yan flat out refuses to give Guan Yu boats to cross the Yellow River.
Yeah.
He says he's scared of what Xiahou and Cao Cao's powerful cousin and general might do. What's really striking, though, is Guan Yu actually reminds Liu Yan, hey, remember Yan Liang and Wen Chao? Those tough generals I took down? That helped you out.
Yeah, he calls in the favor.
But Liu Yan still says no. Didn't change his mind. What does that tell us about the whole political scene then?
Well, it really brings up a tough question, doesn't it? What's the real cost of helping someone when it puts you in danger? Directly in the firing line. Leon's refusal, even after Guan Yu did him that massive favor, it just screams intense political pressure. And frankly, self-preservation. Everyone's looking out for themselves in this chaotic time. It really shows how personal connections, past debts, they could just crumble under the weight of these bigger conflicts. Defying someone like Xiahou Dun, that was serious business. Past favors didn't count for much against immediate danger.
Yeah, sounds like a time where loyalty was, like, constantly under stress. So Guan Yu sees Liu Yan won't budge, pushes on, and gets to the Yellow River crossing point itself. But surprise, surprise, it's not unguarded. It's held by Qin Shi now, another one of Xiahou Dun's men.
Right, and Qin Shi doesn't waste any time. He's immediately defiant, demands to see Guan Yu's official travel pass from Cao Cao.
And Guan Yu's reply is just classic Guan Yu. He basically says, I'm not under the Prime Minister's command anymore. What official document do I need? Total defiance.
And Qin Shi then doubles down, right? He basically scoffs at Guan Yu's reputation, says something like, oh, you only killed nameless generals before, you wouldn't dare try that with me.
Ouch. Big mistake.
Huge mistake. Guan Yu, obviously angered by this taunt, just fires back, how do you stack up against Yan Liang or Wen Chao? And then the text says, in just one blow, Qin Shi's head is off, just like that. Swift, brutal, decisive. Shows his skill, sure, but also that he will not be stopped or disrespected.
And he doesn't even pause, does he? He just takes over. I mean, imagine the scene. This lone warrior just killed the commander, and now he's calmly telling the very soldiers who were supposed to stop him, okay, get the boats ready, we're crossing. The sheer audacity.
That moment of taking command is key, and it leads into the legend, because after crossing the Yellow River into Yuan Shao's territory, the narrative explicitly mentions, this is where the famous phrase comes from, he passed through 5 passes and slew 6 generals on his journey. And these weren't just minor roadblocks. Each pass was a fortified checkpoint. Each general was a real obstacle. So this whole sequence becomes this legendary display of his skill, his unstoppable will.
There's that poem in the text, too, in there where he captures that feeling of just pure heroism.
Oh, yeah. It praises his loyalty, his bravery. Let me see if I recall some of it. His red hair horse travels 1,000 liz. His green dragon saber emerges from 5 passes.
His loyalty and righteousness inspire the universe. His heroism shakes the mountains and rivers. It really paints a picture.
It does. Unrivaled in slaying generals alone, his name is preserved in writings, ancient and modern. It cements his legendary status right there.
But, okay, beyond the obvious heroism, the fighting, is there maybe a subtler layer to this whole 5 passes, 6 generals thing? Something often overlooked?
Well, yeah, I think so. Obviously, it highlights his incredible martial skill. But what's sometimes missed is the psychological impact. Guan Yu isn't just cutting down guys in his way. He's kind of dismantling the psychological barriers of the whole system trying to stop him. He's showing that his personal loyalty, backed up by his strength, can literally slice through political red tape, military blockades, whatever they throw at him. It's a powerful statement, really. Individual will against the machine as much as it is a series of battles.
Like he's imposing his own rules, his own code, onto the world around him through sheer force. But even after all that, these huge victories, this display of force, the story shows us something fascinating. His inner thoughts. He actually starts reflecting, worrying about the moral cost. He regrets having to kill so many people along the way. And he's specifically worried that Cao Cao, who had treated him well before, will now see him as ungrateful.
Right. And this digs into that complex idea of loyalty during wartime. He's completely torn, isn't he? Between his oath to Liu Bei, his brother, and the genuine respect and bond he'd formed with Cao Cao while he was temporarily serving him. It shows that even this great warrior, this icon of loyalty, he grapples with the weight of his actions. He knows every kill might save him, but could also stain his reputation, betray trust. That clearly weighs on him.
It adds such depth to his character. He's not just a fighting machine. And right when he's thinking about all this, someone unexpected shows up. Sen Xin intercepts him.
Yeah, perfect timing, really. And Sen Xin has critical news, absolutely vital intelligence. First, he tells Guan Yu that Liu Pai and Gong Du, these are former Yellow Turban rebels who joined Liu Bei, they've actually recaptured the city of Runan, so a potential friendly base.
Okay, that's good news.
But then there's news from Hebei, where Sun Qin was sent to try and get Yuan Shao to ally against Cao Cao. He basically reports that Yuan Shao's camp is a total mess, chaos. His best strategist, Tian Feng, imprisoned. Another key advisor, Zhu Shao, dismissed. And the remaining advisors, Shen Pei and Guo Tu, are just busy fighting each other for power. It's completely dysfunctional, not a stable ally, and definitely dangerous for Liu Bei.
Wow, so Yuan Shao's side is falling apart internally.
Exactly. And the most crucial piece of news Sun Qin delivers is this. Liu Bei has already left Yuan Shao. Apparently, Yuan Shao tried to have him killed. Twice.
Twice. Okay, so Liu Bei got out just in time. Where did he go?
He made it to Runan. He's there now, safe, with Lu Pi and Gong Du. So Sun Qin was specifically sent to find Guan Yu and warn him not to go to Yuan Shao's territory. Tells him to head for Runan instead.
You could just imagine the relief, especially for Liu Bei's wives, hearing that Liu Bei is safe and they have a new destination.
Absolutely. A huge wave of relief.
So this new information completely changes Guan Yu's plan. His destination is now Runan. But even with this clear path, what new dangers pop up immediately?
Well, what's really striking is just how fast things change on the ground, right? And how critical getting good, timely intel is. This news literally saves Guan Yu from walking into another political nightmare, possibly getting trapped or killed in Yuan Shao's collapsing regime. It redirects him straight towards his actual goal, Liu Bei in Runan. But as you say, the journey's not over yet, not by a long shot.
Nope. Because just as he's processing this, changing course, boom, Xiahou Dun appears with his troops, calling out, trying to stop him. The next challenge arrives instantly.
Always another obstacle.